to Brains and Brawns. I'm Chuck Teray.
And I'm Wendy Sloan.
And it's been a while, so
yeah.
We're reuniting, getting back on track. I've been busy with some school, and Wendy's been doing some real estate stuff from what I hear.
Yeah.
So hope you guys have all been well, and good to be back. So you want to start off?
Sure.
What have you been doing?
My time is split between managing properties and doing real estate. I think I had 4 closings this year so far.
Nice.
And been doing property management and remodeling a home
Sweet.
in Deerfield Beach. And then my other half of my life is the healing work, massage and hypnosis.
And how's that all going?
Yeah, really good. I've had some very interesting clients as of late.
Yeah?
Yes.
You don't want to disclose any?
They probably would prefer that I did not.
Well, very cool. I've been doing some remodeling of my own. I painted my bedroom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What color?
I don't know if that counts. It's a light blue, purplish color. It's actually pretty nice. My wife said she wanted to do, a light blue purple, and I was like, oh gosh, here we go.
Did you have to match it to a bedspread or?
No, we just got a white bedspread.
Okay.
But yeah, at first I was a little nervous, but once I saw the color, she got 2, and I actually really like it. So.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. So that was the extent of my remodeling.
And I heard that there's some other news that started in the bedroom, so to speak.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, my wife is pregnant with our second child. We actually find out, what's today, Wednesday? Tomorrow we find out if it's a boy or a girl.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
You'll have to text me.
Yeah, I will. So, yeah, tomorrow after work, we'll be heading out, and so pretty exciting.
Yeah, very good. And I found out that she was expecting by your other podcast. Let our audience know, is it Daddy and Me?
Oh.
With your daughter.
Oh man, I forgot that was even on there.
Yeah, that's how I found out.
That's
your last.
That's pretty
podcast.
Funny. Nice, good to know.
Refresh that memory.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I was just talking to Olivia this morning. She wants to do another one. She's like, I have so much to say. Like, all right, good. It's been a while.
Well, we could invite her to come here as a guest.
We could.
Because children, the entrepreneurial spirit sometimes starts in childhood. At least for me.
Oh yeah, she loves it. She was. We had her last year. She was painting coconuts and selling them for $20.
Oh, for $20? Oh.
That was her first. That was her first business.
My lemonade stand and like Oreo cookies with the drizzled quick mix on top.
She would just paint them, and then she would put like her handprint on them, and then we'd put her name on them, and we'd ship them out. It was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
She loved doing it, but there's no coconuts around here. They take them down so fast. At our old, where we lived before, they were all over the place.
Oh.
So we had like stacks of them, but.
Well, and that makes me think if I would have known the house where I lived at that I sold, the lake house had quite a few coconuts.
You got to get them right away because when there's usually the gardeners will come around and
the gardeners like them.
Yeah, they take them. So you got to get them pretty quickly. And around here they never last. There's never all the palm trees.
That's what happened to our bananas. The bananas they're on the banana tree.
Off?
Yeah, they got one batch of them.
Yeah, got to be quick.
Faster than the gardeners.
That's funny. So, what else?
I'm pondering another adventure,
awesome.
But I don't really want to talk about it quite yet.
No, it's not ready?
It's not. It's not ready.
Well,
it's still in the investigative stage, and that is important because you got to make sure that you have enough money, capital, resources, and enthusiasm for your idea. For
time. Yeah.
So we can get to you. Your update on your hired.
Yeah, so we're still going through same process. I'm getting the marketing material and everything ready, and I'm working with my partner to kind of do that initial push. So what we're really looking for right now is a couple of test clients. Hopefully we'd like someone that's in the construction field, either like a contractor, painter, a gardener, someone with multiple employees that we can get everyone signed up on and have them start kind of just hiring each other, for free. They're not really hiring her, but it's just to weed out the hiccups in the app and how it works.
Okay.
And so because what will happen is once that happens, there's a process on the back end within the server where it starts updating all the information. So that piece needs to kind of be filled out. But right now we just need to kind of get on the same page with that before we start pushing it out and looking for somebody to help us push it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where that's at right now.
Okay. And I know that you were busy taking classes.
Yep, I did a 5-month IT program at New Horizons, which was great. It was extremely challenging, but I learned a lot. I got a lot of IT certifications. I got 7 certifications. A+, Net+, CCNA, Security Plus, and a few others. So that's really, I'm looking forward to putting that to practice. They've asked me to come back and teach.
Wow, that's terrific.
I did so good in the program. They were like, hey, you should come teach. And I never really thought about it.
I know you probably don't want to brag, but tell everybody you were like the top in your class.
Yeah, I was. It was. I got every certification, and then there was a couple other people that got like 3, and I had 7. But it's rare. It's really rare because I mean I dedicated myself to the program.
I hardly saw him. I didn't really see you.
Yeah,
that's why we took a little hiatus from filming.
My family forgot who I was. And,
Is that Daddy?
Yeah. It was, but it was worth it because it's all valuable information. I love information, so I don't, it doesn't I don't shy away from it. That's kind of my personality. So.
And do you have any clients that you're working on with right now that?
Nope, I just finished. Took my last test on Tuesday of last week. So now I'm just, I'm working on trying to find some contract work.
Okay.
And then the teaching thing. And then whether or not I want to get like an actual job will determine, how much I like, the places I'm working for. Mm-hmm. But right now I'd like to keep it contracting, just to keep my options open. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess you never know. I'm kind of open to anything, but I like what I'm doing. I want to start putting a little bit more back into my ventures and stuff like that. So this will be a good kind of outlet for me.
And then have you heard from our friend Solomon that we interviewed?
Oh yeah, he was over here the other day. He's doing really well. He's got his talks all outlined and prepped. He's been doing some short to medium length talks for local people.
Oh, great.
Or I think he did one at the African American Center in Fort Lauderdale. He did one at like a coffee shop. He's been going around really kind of honing his craft and doing, and it looks really well. He's made.
Is he still doing Toastmasters?
Yep, still doing Toastmasters.
Okay,
He gets a lot of really great feedback from them actually, because they'll go in there and kind of, they're honest. They'll tear they'll tear people up and tell them kind of this and that, and he's getting a lot of positive feedback, which is great for him. So we're working on a couple of videos right now. We're doing a promo video, kind of like a video for his website, and then he was also doing another one that's kind of a mashup of him going around, like being at different places, and then he wants to make a third one. I can't remember what it is right now. We haven't really gotten there yet. But yeah, he's in that kind of initial process of setting his gigs and getting kind of like a tour schedule, so to speak, lined up, so that he can kind of streamline the process instead of kind of like a star pattern going all around. He wants to kind of make it nice and smooth. So yeah, I wish him the best, and I think he'll be over here at some point this week so we can put together some stuff that we filmed last week.
So we can go over a few of our other guests from the past. I know that Kinsley is doing well, doing a lot of speaking engagements too.
Yeah, I think he just updated the name of his podcast. I saw it's Smooth Career Change now. I think he has a new book coming out. Even I think I read, but yeah.
I look at Kinsey Grant, and I know.
He's looking great.
Yeah, Juliana, California is doing good with Isogenics.
Oh, good. Yeah. Have you talked to her lately?
I get updates from her all the time in text messages of what's going on. With her group.
She was great.
Yeah. And then Mike Lemon, the realtor. Actually, the deal that we had for my property, that one, his buyer did not qualify, but I was able to get another buyer, and that closed in December. So
Sweet.
That
was a nice place.
Yeah,
sad to see it go.
Mixed feelings.
Yeah.
Glad that time spent in maintenance is no longer my responsibility.
Yeah. I guess that's
It was
always...
beautiful though. It had such a pretty view.
Yeah, that was a nice view. It was good.
Yeah. But where I'm at, I see a little water and I'm on a golf course, so I'm
Cool.
happy with my condo.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. Changes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's... Let's see, I can't think of anything else. I did a video for the city of Lauderhill last month.
Okay.
They have a community bike ride called Slow Roll. And it's a bike ride with members of the community with all the police officers. And they do it like every couple of weeks. And so I went out for 3 of them and we took a bunch of video and I put together a little trailer so they can put on their website and everything.
Nice.
Which was cool. And I'm doing a video now for the SWAT team for Sunrise.
Oh.
But it's kind of a...
Is it a funny one?
Yeah.
You just tell by your smirk.
It's an internal project. It's not going to be... It's not for like their YouTube page or anything. But
Okay.
but it's good. I like it.
And I've been busy with a volunteer group called Smile a While. We
Oh, that's
go
right.
to assisted living places. It's a group of about 10 volunteers, and we sing about 18 songs. And
Yeah.
we were just working on the music and came up with the CDs, which
got
was a
the
little
CDs.
which was a little challenging because of course our new laptops don't have the drive right in, so we
Yeah.
had to go out and
CD burner is a thing of the past apparently. So if you run into that problem, they'll have them at Staples for $50. It should solve the problem. That or an auxiliary cord.
yes, or to the iPhone.
Yep.
It's another way of doing it.
Well,
Change. And so, do we want to talk about politics just real quick?
Oh man, I don't know about that.
We don't want to divide our audience. But I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's finished and we have a new president in,
It's
in
nice.
office.
It's nice that we're moving forward.
Mhm.
I guess a little bit. I think it's still going to be divided for a while.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to definitely be some healing time, I think.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to having a president who is a business person, is going to run
Yeah.
the government like a business, and
Yeah, I think
he's pro small business,
yeah,
less regulation.
He brings a lot of business, but you know, there's been countless people who have come into Congress and said, you know, we're gonna stop with all the politics and run it like a business, and it really doesn't work because politics isn't a business; it's politics.
Right.
So I love having the business-minded aspect there, and trust me, I'm for it, but at the same time, it's going to be interesting to watch that process because it's so different. We've never seen anything like it. I mean, it really is unprecedented.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
it's true.
You know, I'm kind of excited just to see how it shakes out, I guess. You know, and I agree with a lot of the business policies that Trump has,
Mhm.
but I also kind of disagree with a lot of them too. So I'm kind of on the fence with how it's going to go. So, but either way, it's going to be interesting to watch
And
politicians work with him.
That's true, and the big change is that there's an opportunity for podcasters and
Sure.
smaller news outlets to get involved. That
Right.
seems like he's opening up,
Oh
and
yeah,
allowing.
he
you
does
can have
not.
Skype.
He does not like big media. That's
No,
for
he
sure.
doesn't. He doesn't.
Which is good, I think. I think the more people that control the media, the better. I mean, having a handful of people that control the message is not a safe thing to have, especially in a free democracy. So I've never been a fan of having 2 corporations that own
Right.
10 media outlets. I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, CNN, ABC, CBS, they're all owned by the same company. They may have different call letters, but they're all owned by the same company. So I like that fact of kind of breaking that down. But then, you know, the opposition, you can also look at it as
But they do have the money then to send reporters out to different areas where
Yeah.
a smaller independent might not have the resources to go
Yeah.
where the news is happening.
And it does open the
budget,
doors
but-
for this, you know, kind of fake news thing, or people to kind of start muddling the waters. And then if the public doesn't trust the media, that's also can be a bad thing too.
Right.
So you don't want to completely shatter the trust of the media, although the media is kind of doing that on their own.
Because of the citizen journalism.
Right,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Everybody with their iPhones. And,
It's
hard
touchy. I mean, it's a touchy.
But then it's the narrative that goes behind. Because what I've seen with friends is like the same. They could watch the same program or the same news announcement and have different takes on what that means or the interpretation of it is quite interesting.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it's gonna
that's
be really
why brains and brawn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's what it is up there, right? The politicians versus the hard-headed guy coming in could get stuff done, which is good. I mean, even in 3 days, I mean.
And then the flip side, then sometimes somebody that pushes forward then is like, are they, then people cry, oh, they're a dictator. That they're not taking my feelings into consideration.
Yeah, well, who cares? There's no room for feelings in politics, and I think that's been our biggest issue. Has been this whole, well, I want to feel good about it. Well, I mean, policies and governing people, it's not about feeling good. It's about progression and pushing, what's best for the country. And people are not always going to agree with that, and they might get their feelings hurt. But really, it's not really. It shouldn't be as much a consideration as we've made it. That's my opinion.
And I think looking at what the issues are or like how you feel about a certain topic instead of looking at who said it or how they said it, and just deciding, having a discussion with your family, friends is like how much influence or how much do I want the government in my life? I think us collectively, we would like to pool some of our money to have common services.
Sure.
But I think a lot of us don't feel like we need to be told what to do for every single thing in our life. I mean, that's our decision. Yeah. And really that was states' rights,
I mean, that was the point of the Constitution, was to minimize federal government involvement in our everyday lives to ensure basic freedoms. But yeah, I mean, the bigger government, that shrinks personal freedoms, and people have turned government into almost like a caretaker. Like they're our caretakers, they're supposed to do everything for us, instead of us being the ones that are supposed to be out there doing stuff for ourselves.
Learning how to garden, being self-sufficient, learning how to paint.
You
want everything farmed out.
That's
you
what you're
just sit
supposed
around and
to
watch
do.
TV and entertainment, or do you know how to do things in life?
That's it. The government isn't there to take care of us. They're there to protect our freedom so that we can take care of ourselves. And they're there to protect us while we're doing it. Their only function is to protect our rights and protect our borders. And that's it. But, I mean, look at what the government is now today.
Involved in so many things.
I mean, could you just think about their function now and how far out of that protecting our rights and protecting our borders that the government is involved in? Those are the only two things they're supposed to do.
Exactly.
But look what they do. So it's.
Well, I had one friend that was upset that I guess the first day when President Trump signed the executive order, and I guess the Huffington Post had an article that it had to do with like abortion rights. So like the title of it was about abortion, or like no women were in the room as he signed this order. And then when I read the article, I said, well, send that to me. And when I read it, it's that same article could have been written, Trump, his first day, saves Americans $600 million.
Yeah.
Because what it was that we no longer are sending money and funding to other countries, foreign countries.
To support their abortions.
Abortions and their family planning.
Yeah. I about fainted when I read that headline that said Trump, eliminates the right for abortion or something, and I was like, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I know.
All he did was just take federal funding away. He didn't take any rights. You can go pay for an abortion.
Exactly. And it didn't have anything to do with our country either.
Right.
And then when reading it, is that's one of the type of issues that goes back and forth between Republicans and Democrats.
Right.
It's been going on for decades, that particular issue.
Well, it's agenda-based reporting. They're putting the headline knowing that most people aren't going to read it,
right?
Or if they do read it, they're not going to really care. But they're going to see that,
and be alarmed.
And they're going to go, "This is the side I'm on, so I'm going to agree with. I'm going to just go tell everyone this heading without actually reading it." I mean, it took $600 million. He defunded $600 million. Like no one's saying. I mean, if you want, you have the right to get an abortion as of now, right? But it's not my right to pay for it. I mean, that's your responsibility, and that's all they're saying is we're not federally going to fund people to get abortions. That's like me saying I want a new couch. I want the federal government to pay for it. Like that's the same thing. And I know people will scream that that's not the same thing, but it is. It's your choice. Your choice to get a couch. Your choice to get an abortion. I don't have any obligation to pay for that. Whether I believe with it, I mean, I could totally agree with if you want to get an abortion, or I could say no, I'm totally anti-abortion. But regardless, I don't want to pay for it.
And then that's just the federal government funding that. There's probably other programs, maybe statewide, because a lot of
Right.
healthcare is done at state by state too, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of charity out
charities,
there. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
right.
America's by far outperforms
anyway,
every other country
I
in charity.
guess the reason I brought this up is just that it was so misleading, the headline.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Yeah.
you
Oh, there's
know.
tons of that. It's on both sides too.
Right.
I mean, you see that headline and then you read the article and kind of scratch your head like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that headline was appropriate.
Exactly.
Or if you actually read about what happened and then you start seeing some of the other headlines out there about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, politics has become a team sport. It's just Red Sox versus the Yankees at this point, and that's
And the whole thing is, there's been even funding just to have people protest, like George Soros.
right.
You know, there's been other agencies just to cause division, not to protest necessarily
yeah.
over an issue, but just to have a mess.
Oh yeah, those
And the hate and
most of those
division.
protesters are paid to go
Yeah.
do that.
I saw somewhere, I don't know if that's true or that was fake news, but they're paying up like $50 an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
They tell them,
awesome.
hey, go throw some rocks through some windows, tip some cars, make some chaos, and then
And
jump
that's
back
not
on the
free
bus.
speech. That's violence. So that
right.
there was a bunch of people that were.
But it fuels the
arrested.
fire. Civil unrest.
Yeah.
I mean, if we've learned anything about our actions in the Middle East in the last 15 years, or well, 30 years, is unrest. You know, they want the people over there to be, they don't want the civil stability over there because that unrest presents business opportunities and political opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty.
So that
sad.
might be a whole lot of brawn, but not much brains.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Let's use our brains and promote unity.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how we construct a life that we all want.
Right. Yeah. You got It's got to be it's always a balance, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just try to outthink everybody and not back it up, and you can't just start bullying everyone and.
And you can't
not
just
have
be
a plan.
thinking, feeling. Sometimes you need to take action on some things.
Yeah. It's a good balance. So. Yeah.
Well, we want to thank our listeners. Is there anything else you want to conclude with?
No, I think that's it for now. I'm excited to get back on track and start getting some of this stuff going a little bit, and hopefully we'll be a little more consistent.
Yeah.
So yeah, unless you got anything.
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, I guess we'll talk to you guys next time. Yeah.
Bye from
Sorry, I got
Braden.
distracted. Yeah, we'll talk to you next time, and have a good day.